Allegiance. Madam Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Ms. Dottery.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mr. Hurley.
Here.
Mr. George.
Here.
Mr. Conacher.
Here.
Ms. Metzler.
Here.
Mr. Norris.
Here.
Ms. Prickett. Mr. Zimmerman.
Here.
9 present, 0 absent.
Thank you. Moving on, we move on to approval of minutes of the work session of September 8, 2025, the Policy Committee meeting, the Finance Committee meeting, and the regular meeting of September 15, 2025, and the Education Committee meeting of September 22, 2025. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we will open up to visitors' comments for agenda items only. As you come down, please state your name and municipality. There should be a button on the...
Joe Lynch, Parksburg Borough. I just have a question regarding item SS. Typically, the language for a person who has worked 25-plus years, well, 5 years minimum, would be with regret. So questioning that language, and also, we're wondering what other acknowledgement might be in place for SS. Thank you.
Seeing no other visitors? No presentations or discussions tonight, Dr. DeCouch? Moving on to information items. DeAndre Clark will transfer from junior high boys basketball head coach to junior high girls basketball head coach effective October 13, 2025. Item 8, that the Octorara Board of Directors approve the general fund report for periods ending September 30, 2025. We need a motion.
So moved.
Any discussion? Please.
Just because I'm still a little bit new here, I was just looking over the expenditures that we're paying out to charter schools for the month of September. All told, it looked around $1.7 million. Just wanted to check and see if is that typical for September, for every month? I just haven't noticed it be that much at one time. And I know Chuck's not here, but I just wanted to
I
bring
think
that up.
in the past, we've seen some pretty large expenditures at the beginning of the school year, and then they trickle in throughout the year. But I think a number of board members have noted those high numbers in years before, so.
Great.
I can't vouch for the exact dollars, but it's always something to be concerned about. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Business Managers Report. That the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the list of bills for payment. And we have to announce those, right? Do we have to announce those?
Do you have the amounts there, Matt? I do. If you want
I
to
did.
read them.
Yes, for October 2025, list of bills for approval. General fund in the amount of $5,466,325.78. Cafeteria fund in the amount $36,322.07, for a total of $5,502,647.85. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion?
That might speak to Hiller. That is a little more than normal. The total for the month is probably a couple $1 million higher than normal, so that may speak to your charter question as well.
Bills for payment in my packet, but if you notice, there's a couple that are doubled, like Avon Grove Charter School. I did ask them about that. It is for an August payment and a September payment. It's two separate payments. So it might be why it seems a little high this time.
Aye.
Recommended action items. Last week, we covered items A through DD. Say that again. Recommended action items. Last week, we covered items A through DD. Need a motion?
And a separate date on it, an updated date from, it was
Didn't
changed from
notice.
November, through November 26th. It was originally, I believe, October 13th. Just note that change.
With the change noted to item G, need a motion?
So move.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Passes. A to DD. EE, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following policies, second reading. 108, adoption of primary resources. 109, adoption of secondary resources. 112, school counseling. And 625, procurement cards. Need a motion? And then we'll pull it. Any discussion?
I don't know if this needs to be a separate motion, but we, in policy meeting this evening, said that we'll keep 625 out for some added questions and discussion that I can explain more in the report from that committee. So I would just amend that to disclude 625.
So we have a motion to remove 625.
I second.
Any discussion on that specific motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. FF, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the quote with signal service for Route 41 flashers conduit replacement at a cost of $19,753. Need a motion?
Can I make a motion to recommend to move this till we get a scope of work? Table it till we get a better scope of work on this.
Second.
So we have a motion to table this item until we get further detail. Do we need discussion?
I second it.
He seconded it. So, no further discussion needed? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? FF will get pushed off till we get more information. GG, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following proposals for the stadium ticket booth completion. Mendenhall Trowel Trades, $65,335. Spectra Electric, $18,539.28. White Renovations, $2,450. Chester County Fencing, $21,124.94. Weaver Mulch, $551.25. McAdam Company, $1,730. Need a motion? Did I read that right?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. HH, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the proposal with McAdam Company, Inc., for seal coating and crack sealing at the Octorara Primary Learning Center playground area at a cost of $6,590. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. I, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the proposal with Macadam Company Incorporated for line striping at the Octorara Primary Learning Center at a cost of $5,430. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. JJ, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the Octorara Red Cross Club Student Activity Club at the Octorara Area High School. Need a motion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Sure.
Reading through their application, this goes back to our waivers. Will this organization raise funds? Yes, and then they're asking for funds, but there's no number. I'm fine approving it, but we still, I just want to make a note that we still have to discuss the application.
I can speak to that real quick, Mr. George. I don't think, I know you're like, who's talking? I don't think they really have an idea of funds that they're going to need because it's the initial time that they're starting this club. Just that they're probably going to do most of any fundraising if they need anything, or we'll probably provide it through the high school budget just to get started. But that's really, they didn't really have an idea at this point, yeah.
I just wanted to make a note that we've seen that.
Yep.
So, no blindsided there.
Good point. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. KK, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the revised custodial and maintenance staff 12-month employee handbook, inclusive of updated salary and benefit language. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion?
Just wanted to thank the HR department for putting that together in a relatively short period of time. I thought it was well done. Much needed too.
Yes. Agreed. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. LL, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following updated salaries effective January 1, 2026. Robert Space, $97,151. Joey Steffi, $78,663. Teresa Rudick, it's a 0.45 equivalent, $25,287. Justin Culligan, $45,053. Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. MM, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following supplemental achievement team leaders at the Octorara Primary Learning Center for the 2025-2026 school year at 4 points each. 4 points each at $620 per point. Sorry about that. For a total of $2,480. Jill Bright, Sarah Kluge, Gwendolyn Klotz, Bridget Solnoski, hope I said that right, Mary Williams. Need a motion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. NN, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following student auditorium workers for the 2025-2026 school year at a rate of $12.50 per hour. Kelsey Badman, Isabella Nelson. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. OO, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Miss Heather Daniels as Assistant Principal at the Octorara Area High School, effective date to be determined, pending completion of employee-related documents required by law and the district. Ms. Daniels' salary will be $115,000 prorated. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. PP, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Ms. Dana Grow as Communications Director, effective date to be determined, pending completion of employee-related documents required by law and the district. Ms. Grow's salary will be $95,000 prorated. Need a motion?
So moved. I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. QQ, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the scope of work with the Chester County Intermediate Unit for an interim assistant principal on assignment at the Octorara Area High School effective November 4, 2025 through January 15, 2026. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. RR, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the contract agreement with the Chester County Intermediate Unit for instructional coaching and consultative support for mathematics educators effective August 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026 at a cost of $94,850. Need a motion? Any discussion?
I did. Is that a typical, like, normal rate for one coach?
I might defer to Dr. Flojo on this one, or Dr. Schultz on the coaching model, just to give a little more context.
So it actually is. So when you can have 5 days per week, it's obviously more, but per day would be less. But that is the typical rate to have her for all year, 2 days a week. We actually do have her more often. She loves us and finds her way here more often than the 2 days.
Is this the same coach that we've had for a couple of years?
Yeah.
And is this a change from the services we had received, or just,
It's a continuation of. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like $900 a day is quite a bit, but if that's, the going rate, okay.
It's a good discussion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. SS, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the extended leave for the remainder of the 2025-2026 school year and the retirement agreement with Ms. Krista Least, Octorara Primary Learning Center Principal, effective August 10, 2026. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion?
This might be, I mean, if we want to address Joe's thing here with regard to that, I believe, my understanding is that this is just the retirement agreement, that this isn't, the board is not accepting her retirement. That would come later, correct? Would that be the time that we would have the with regret in the eventuality?
I believe the agreement includes the stipulation about the retirement, but won't be happening until August. Right. Doesn't preclude the board from addressing this at a later time.
Okay, well then I certainly can address that. I think somewhere in there, if I can make a motion that we change the wording to say regret, with regret at some point in there, in the language here in the retirement with regret with Ms. Krista Lease. I'm sure that was just an omission.
Do we have a motion to amend the item?
Yep.
That's second.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? The amended SS is approved. Last one, TT, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Ms. Dawn McHale as a truant officer for the Octorara Primary Learning Center and the Octorara Intermediate School. Need a motion?
so moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving on, the Education Committee report. I have that one. Education Committee met on September 22nd, 2025 in the Middle School Hub. Really covered two main issues. Each had its own sub-issues, if you will. First, we got a technology update. We got some updates on the program that we use called Securely, how it filters out questionable things from the internet. Gave an update on the controls that both teachers and parents have, and some more updates are coming to deal with some of the AI-related issues with, if you want to call it, altered images and whatnot. So there's more coming out with Securely, but it is in place and it's doing its job. We got an update on how the Chromebooks are being handled. There's less movement of those, and when they do move, it's much better control, so there's not many dropped on the ground. We're able to do the repairs in-house, and they also have the ability to track usage from both time standpoint and different websites that were used. So that's an ongoing situation that we have. Software packages, we heard about a couple different ones that are being considered with some advantages of each. That's going to be handled by administrative with communications with the teachers and try to find the best software out there. We also went through a quick curriculum review. As far as our science curriculum, it's really focused on phenomenon-based learning, not so much just memorizing. In math, there was a lot of physical representations so that the students can retain that knowledge. As far as reading, the background knowledge that the students have learned in previous grades is a big key for them to understand what they're reading today, if they have some background on that subject from previous years. And our curriculum review cycle is ongoing and looking at how those are connected or interconnected among the grades. So that was a quick review of the Education Committee. Any questions? Hope not. All right, moving on, we'll go to the Policy Committee. Ms. Metzler.
Policy met this evening at 6 o'clock in this room. It was just our second reading through Policy 108, the adoption of primary resources that we had talked about at first reading, an update where we changed the wording of textbooks to primary resources throughout, just as an update from the way we're using resources. Policy 109, the adoption of secondary resources, is renaming formally resource materials to bring that into consistent wording to call those secondary resources throughout. Policy 112, our second reading, just confirmed the change of guidance counseling to school counseling throughout. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we got to Policy 625, which is regarding procurement cards for the district. We had some questions we had looked into, just changing the wording to firm up procedures on that. So there's just more discussion. We might look for some more examples of policies and come back and revisit this at the November meeting. That was it for our policy this evening.
Thank you. Next is the Finance Committee report. Finance Committee met earlier this evening in this room. We hit on one main item. We got a handout. I'm not going to read every one of the bullet points, but basically a summary. Given the budget impasse in Harrisburg, our district is in a good position. We have ample funds to obviously make payroll and pay the bills through what's estimated to be March or April, assuming there are no state budget changes by then. Hopefully it doesn't go that long. If the federal shutdown continues, the district will feel some impact, obviously, from our federal funds. But again, we're in a good position to cover those costs as it relates to mostly food services. Our interim business manager has conferred with the IU. There was some talk of different school districts opening a line of credit to get through this impasse. As far as we know, no districts have done that. It is always an option, but obviously that comes with costs to the district should we pursue that. So right now, the recommendation is to wait, see where things stand before we take that measure. A couple other items. As far as a budget status, right now we are on pace. Everything's aligned between our actual expenses and what we budgeted. There's always some minor differences, but things are moving in the right direction. And just a heads up to as we deal with all these issues, we do not expect that we will realize much excess funds at the end of the year, but our current capital reserve fund is in good position. So even though there's problems in Harrisburg, right now the district is in pretty good shape. And the other item that was on the agenda, the budget timeline, we didn't really hit on that too much, but more will come about that in December and into 2026 as we start the 2026, 2027 budget. So just a quick review for finance. Next, Mr. Norris, CCIU Board Rep.
Yeah, the IU board met last Wednesday. We discussed among some other things, these were the highlights that I thought would be of interest to you. We heard a report on the Brandywine Virtual Academy's Wellness Check-In Program. It's to comply with the as outlined in requirements for Act 14, where the kids have a one-on-one 15-minute on-camera live check-in. Focuses on safety, disability, welfare, and relationship building. It's getting rave reviews, and there are actually some other virtual systems in the Commonwealth are actually looking to the IU for support. We also learned about the BVA's World Language Program. They're collaborating with the Appalachia Intermediate Unit, which is IU8, bringing synchronous K-12 virtual language instructions, which the language instructions include Japanese, Arabic, German, French, and American Sign Language, as well as Latin. They also gave us a Brandywine Virtual Academy Art and Physical Education programs, which is synchronous K-8. There are 208 art enrollments, students, and 269 physical education enrollments. So that program is growing as well. And that was about it.
Thank you. No old business to discuss? Any new business? No. Other items or announcements?
We're just going to take a quick opportunity to welcome Ms. Heather Daniels and Ms. Dana Groh, the two members who were on the agenda for approval this evening. Both Heather and Dana stood out amongst a pretty strong candidate pool that we had in both of those positions. We're really thrilled that you're joining Octorara, so welcome, and thanks for being here tonight.
Next, we'll move on to visitors' comments in general. Same format as earlier.
Joe Lynch, Parksburg Borough, but this time I'm here representing the PTO. And I had asked Elena to maybe present some of the numbers that we did for our Apex Fun Run, but then she said, hey, why don't you do it? So here I am. First off, I want to thank Audrey and Elena both for their support and getting us to get this through. Our fun run from the PTO has typically been run by our organization, and it's a lot of work. So we decided this year to farm it out to a company. And they were amazing because they got the kids pumped up, they got them excited, offered out prizes, and they taught lessons. They taught almost 275 hours worth of lessons to the kids, and I think it was worthwhile. It also took a lot of pressure off of me as the treasurer, so I'm not complaining. The last time we did the fun run, we were just over $19,000. This year, the Apex Fun Run, I'll break it down here a little bit. The PLC raised $13,932. And that actually equates to about 16,000 laps. But I thought what was really cool is 23% of our donations came from parents. The other came from 26 states from around the country, and that 77% represented the bulk of the donations. So I thought that was pretty cool with the PLC. The OIS was able to raise $8,299.37, and that was estimated to be about 17,000 laps that the kids ran around the track. And they were busy, and they were moving, and it was exciting. It was a gorgeous day. 34% of those donations came from parents, 66% came from from others outside, and that equated to about 20 other states. They have access to things that we just don't hear. So all total was $22,221.77, which goes right back to the schools. We'll use that money for classroom supplies, field trips, anything that the teachers need. They can put in requests. Each grade level will get $1,500 to use as they see fit. Most of them used for field trips and transportation assists, which is nice. But it couldn't have been done without the help of you guys, so we appreciate the time. And the PTO certainly is here to support the schools. And Kaylee, our president, she was over at football practice, and I just texted her, hey, I got to present, so why don't you come over and say hi? So that's about it. I don't know if you had any questions about that, but I'm happy to answer if you did.
Well done. I know I appreciate all the efforts of the PTO. My wife was involved with that when my kids were in school, and it's a lot of work, so we appreciate your efforts.
It is, and what we typically do, just to add on to that, that money will last us for 2 years. So we only do the Apex or the Fun Run every other year. So we try to budget for 2 years, so we're not tapping out our community, which is also important. And that also helps us keep family events low. Bingo is like $1. You know, our Fall Family Fun Fest on November 14th is a free event. Hay rides. Houghton has donated some rides and a food truck. We have a taco truck coming. It's a wonderful. We had almost probably 400 people attend last year, so it is a free event, and that's what helps us do that. So that is run at the PLC on Friday, November 14th from 5 to 8.
Thank you for all your hard work and all you put into it, and for the information tonight. That's really helpful. I'm curious, and if you don't know right off, it's okay, but does Apex, was there a certain percentage that they require, and what does that look like? Okay,
so the hard part to swallow, yes, is that it's a 50% split, okay? So when you're looking at the money that was raised, if we had hit the 25,000 mark, then their percentage drops, right? So it is incremental. We got just short of that. We were almost at 23. But for the first time, I think we certainly had an increase, and I didn't have to do any work. Well, I had to do work, but not as much.
We also didn't have any of the expenses that they did, like the prizes.
Sure.
All the.
Oh my God, the prizes they gave out was amazing. You know, I'm still giving out prizes, and there are actually still donations coming in. So it was a fun event, and the kids were active. I know you came over to see it, and they're just running around in circles. Oh, and I may have gotten pied in the face about 21 times, and then silly stringed another 21 times by my son and my wife. Thank you.
Any other visitors' comments? Seeing none, we will move on to administrator comments or announcements.
Everyone, I'm Dr. Tahal, principal of the intermediate school. I would like to, you did a great job, much better than I could have. I'd like to start by I'd like to start by thanking our third grade teachers who did a phenomenal job of organizing a field trip for our third graders to Longwood Gardens. Let me try another one. My apologies. On October 15th, the third grade went to Longwood Gardens. It was a beautiful day. We got very lucky with the weather, and they participated in Longwood Gardens' Plant Power program. So they learned what makes a plant and how one plant is different from another. They also investigated Longwood's living collection of plants to discover the different parts of a plant and learn about the types of pollinators that are attracted to each. So that was a wonderful success, and the kids had a great time. They really were excited when they came back. Last Thursday was also Fire Truck Day. Many thanks to our community volunteer emergency responders, which included our own Mrs. Casey Williams, who is a learning support teacher at OIS, who helped our elementary students at the PLC and the intermediate school learn about fire prevention and safety. It's always a fun day in the fall at the elementary schools, so we appreciate their efforts. I also want to share with you some information about our bus safety program that we are building this year. We're building leadership skills in our fifth graders by providing them with an opportunity to take on additional responsibility with a safety patrol position. Fifth grade safety patrols provide an opportunity for students to practice such skills as responsibility, leadership, collaboration, and communication. The safety patrols will work with staff to keep our community safe and model the Octorara traits of taking care of self, taking care of others, and taking care of school while they're on duty through the school day and on the bus to set the standard for their peers and the younger students on the bus. Fifth grade safety patrols are expected to be dependable, prompt, responsible, and set an example for other students. The application process is still underway and will close this week. I'd like to really give a huge shout out to Mr. Mike Smith, our PE teacher at OIS. He's the one who brought this to my attention and really wanted to get it up and running this year. It is an official program that is coordinated through AAA. And so he has really taken the lead on this. And we look forward to bringing our bus safety patrols to a school board meeting so you can hear from them about their experience later in the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Dennis Perry, principal of the Octorara Middle School. It's good to see everybody. I just want to update you a little bit on what's happening at the middle school, and again, just truly thank you for crafting the middle school as a separate 6th, 7th, and 8th grade entity here at Octorara. It is the structure that children of that age need, and so we have a lot of great things happening. We are, believe it or not only are we winding down the fall sports season, but we are very close to the end of the first marking period already. So that went very quickly. Next Wednesday is the last day of the first marking period. Recently had parent-teacher conferences, a little different this year. I'm going to send a survey out to the families in my next correspondence asking for their reflections on the conferences. What we did differently this year, rather than meeting with each individual teacher, because we are organized into 2 learning communities of 5 teachers each in each grade. The teachers met as a group with families as they came in for conferences. So we're hoping that families found that to service them better and to have, all voices at the table at that one time. But we will, look for feedback from families and see if that's the structure that we continue moving forward. In the spring, we're going to be having student-led conferences, and our hope is that all students will be presenting to their families about their learning for the year, sharing artifacts and growth that occurred throughout the year, both from a learning perspective, but also some social and emotional aspects as well. So we're excited for that. That's going to be this spring. We have Red Ribbon Week, which is coming up. It's a week where we further remind students about the dangers of drug and alcohol and making good positive choices. And also anti-bullying during that time. So we're going to have theme days during the week, and we're going to have grade level assemblies for the kids. And so we're excited for that opportunity. I did want to share that advisory is going very well. We have, and I mentioned it the last time that I spoke to the board, that the big structures are in place. Like, we are a fully functioning middle school, but there is a lot that we can do to refine and make it better for the children to have better experiences and to make sure that we're communicating and supporting families as well. Advisory is a big part of that. Each day, advisory begins with announcements that are common to the building that remind students that they have agency, right? That they can make decisions and have choices that directly impact how their day will go and how their week will go and how things will move forward for them. And so we really try to continually stress and remind students that there are decisions in all opportunities that we come upon each day. There are decisions that we can make. And we want to support them in making good decisions. Clubs You know, one of the nice features of middle schools are that we have clubs for students, and there are some traditional clubs that occur after school, but from an equity standpoint, to give all students an opportunity to participate, we're going to be running clubs every other Friday in the afternoon, the last roughly hour of the day, each day. We have over 32 clubs that children have signed up for, things in the athletic realm, like we have things like volleyball, flag football, and deck hockey are some of the athletic pieces that are going to happen during clubs. We also have social clubs. We have things like board games and best buddies, and then we have a couple different collectibles clubs, and then some crafty things, right? Actually, we have several bracelet and jewelry making clubs and a polish and pastries. So I'm going to be stopping by for the pastry piece of that. So I'm excited about that. Scrapbooking, right? So we had first surveyed the staff to see what kinds of clubs they might be interested in, and then we shared that list with the students to see what we've missed, and students also suggested some clubs. And then we gave the students an opportunity to sign up, and so each marking period, students, so they're committed for the marking period every other Friday, so it's about 4 or 5 meetings per marking period, and then they have an opportunity, if they'd like to try a different club, just give them a little bit more exposure throughout the year. And then, just finally, you know, we have some dances that we're planning, trips and other fun activities. So we're looking to have a great year. And again, thank you. It's wonderful to have a separate middle school and really have the children focused at this age. So thank you.
Is that all?
That's it. That's all I got.
Sure. Just checking. I'm usually the long-winded one, so I just wanted to make sure. But before we conclude this evening, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Mr. J.T. Fryer, who will be leaving Octorara to continue his administrative career in New Jersey. Over the past year and a half, Mr. Fryer has been an integral part of our administrative team. His ability to connect with students, his tireless work ethic, and his genuine care for the Octorara community have made a lasting impact on our school. And whether it's in the hallways or in the classroom or after-school events, his positive presence and dedication to doing what's best for kids has been evident to us and anyone that's worked alongside him. So just want to thank him for his service to Octorara and wish him the very best as he embarks on that next chapter. Sorry for the redundancy. I, too, want to congratulate Dr. Heather Daniels, who's been appointed as the new assistant principal. She's here this evening. Dr. Daniels comes to us from the Interborough School District, where she served as assistant principal for the past 4 years. And prior to that, she's spent 22 years in the classroom as a special education teacher, most recently in Coatesville Area School District. Dr. Daniels brings with her a deep understanding of teaching and learning, a passion for supporting students and staff, and a commitment to fostering a positive, inclusive school culture. So we're very excited to welcome her to Octorara and look forward to her expertise and energy that she's going to bring to our high school team. I'd also like to thank the board for the appointment of the interim assistant principal, too. Dr. Cliff Beavers, he's a veteran administrator who brings a wealth of experience to us. As an educator, he's going to serve as assistant principal until Dr. Daniels is able to join us. And I will just tell you, I can attest as a parent what a wonderful administrator is, because he served as my daughter's principal for several years at Pecopson Elementary. So I'm looking forward to being able to work with him for the short time that he'll be with us. Finally, this fall, and by this fall I mean in a couple weeks, I'm excited to talk about our fall play. Our stage is serving up a triple scoop of theatrical mayhem with Words, 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 The Actor's Nightmare, and the 15-minute Hamlet. From actors who don't know their lines or even know what play they're in, to monkeys banging away at typewriters, the name of literature, to Shakespeare's most famous tragedy performed at the speed of a tick-tock, these one-acts prove that drama and comedy make the perfect autumn pairing. So buckle up, it's going to be weird, witty, and wonderfully short. So on November 7th at 7 p.m. and November 8th, we have 2 performances, both at 4 and 7. Tickets are free, and they're available through Hometown Ticketing, but they are limited, so you'll want to get your tickets as soon as possible. I think that's enough, and I bet you I still beat Dr. Perry.
was waiting to see if there's anybody else, and I think that you did win the belt of brevity, as we used to call it where I was before. So again, welcome to our new members joining the team, Ms. Groh and Ms. Daniels. And with regard to retirements, as I understand, although I'm new here, it's typically something that's celebrated near the end of the year as we get all of our retirees together and we celebrate them together. So we'll do that later in the school year. And again, just wanted to share, again, just to reiterate all the great things that are happening in the schools. It is wonderful. I wish everyone could have a chance to tour the schools and see all the great things that are happening in the classrooms and all the great efforts of our teachers and staff. So just want to end there and say thank you.
Thank you. Open it up for board comments. Board comments? All right, seeing none, I will announce the following meetings. Policy and Finance Committee met Monday, August 20, 2025, 6 p.m. in a middle school multipurpose room. We had an executive session for personnel and legal, I think. We call it legal? Yeah, personnel and legal, Monday, October 20, 2025, prior to the regular meeting in room 102 at the middle school. Education Committee meeting next Monday, October 27, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school hub. Facility Committee meeting Monday, November 10, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. Next regularly scheduled work session, Monday, November 10, 2025, 7 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. Policy and Finance Committee meetings, Monday, November 17, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. And the next regularly scheduled board meeting, Monday, November 17, 2025, 7 p.m. in the middle school multipurpose room. With that, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.